Well, what we know essentially is that they had dinner on the Wednesday night with 2.5 hours of meetings on Thursday. Now Mike Pompeo, the US Secretary of State, has met now on 3 occasions with Kim Jong Un. But of course, with this summit scheduled in Singapore fast approaching, this meeting here in New York, of course, held massive significance. This was an exercise in damage control to try and get the summit between US President Donald Trump and DPRK leader Kim Jong Un back on track. General Kim Yong-chol is the highest-ranking DPRK official to hold talks in the US in 18 years. Afterwards, US Secretary of State Mike Pompeo, the president's point person on DPRK matters, struck a note of optimism.
Through these series of meetings, I'm confident we're moving in the right direction. Today, Vice Chairman Kim and I discussed how our countries could come together and take advantage of the unique opportunity that our two leaders have created through their visions of the future that they have so clearly articulated.
To salvage the summit meant a dinner meeting on Wednesday, followed by 2.5 hours of talks on Thursday. Pompeo called them substantive discussions at which both sides discussed their priorities. But while Pompeo said things are moving in the right direction, there's no word on whether the planned June 12th summit in Singapore will actually take place. Word on that may come on Friday when the focus shifts to Washington. The DPRK delegation is expected in DC for a potential meeting with President Trump and to present him with an important document.
I believe they'll be coming down to Washington on Friday, and a letter is going to be delivered to me from Kim Jong Un. So I look forward to seeing what's in the letter, but it's very important to them. So they'll be probably coming down to Washington, D.C. on Friday.
There may have been real progress at the talks, but the US demand for the complete denuclearization of the Korean Peninsula, missiles and all, could still be a significant stumbling block. Now, a key message coming from Secretary of State Mike Pompeo is that denuclearization would help both the United States as well as the DPRK. The message from Pompeo is that he said that if they lost and if they dismantled their nuclear program, this would bring with it not only prosperity, but security too.
Well, what can you tell us about the information in this letter to President Trump that's coming from Kim Jong Un, or even the views on this process?
Well, the message coming from the White House spokesperson is that it's a sealed letter, so the US is staying incredibly tight-lipped if they even know a gist of what is included in this letter. But I think it's significant to point out the fact that last Thursday, when US President Trump sent an open letter to Kim Jong Un saying that he was effectively pulling out of this summit, he did, however, say that he should feel free to write or call at any time. So potentially this letter is somewhat a response to that letter initially sent by President Trump. Now, looking forward, we have heard, according to DPRK state media, quoting Kim Jong Un, saying he is committed to denuclearization, also saying that he wants effective and constructive dialogue, also saying that this could be a step-by-step process. Now, I think this is incredibly significant considering the fact that earlier on Thursday we heard from President Trump, who said that this summit and the issue of denuclearization could be tackled not only during one summit, it could potentially take 2 summits, it could potentially take 3 summits, or no summits at all if they couldn't get any degree of consensus.
William Denselow, live for us in New York. Thanks so much.